everybody, Chad here. In this video, I had a very weird experience just happen. I mean, right now it's 3:30 in the morning, or almost 3:30 in the morning in Thailand. I'm in Thailand, by the way, and I wanted to share this experience I had with you that just happened tonight, because I'm mixing Napoleon Hill and Neville Goddard. So it really has a really awesome point when you're dealing with law of attraction, law of assumption. You're dealing with your intention and how to get it. And it's not it's not anything scary. It's just very weird how things kind of happen when we do the exercises like Napoleon Hill suggests and Think and Grow Rich. You do exercises like Neville Goddard. When you live in the end, you start going inside your imagination and little weird things will happen. So I'm going to try to keep this brief as possible. So let's get rocking. Now tonight, what happened was, when I've been getting better and better and better at my bedtime routine. I turn off the TV. I don't listen to TV at night. When I go to bed, I either go inside my imagination with my intention, or I've been doing I am statements, and I go to sleep in that state. But tonight I did something different because I've been reading my morning routine. I've been reading Think and Grow Rich. I've read this book probably at least 200 times. So I used to study Think and Grow Rich a ton. And I'll pin a comment down below where you can get it, the book Think and Grow Rich. But anyway, in Think and Grow Rich, near the end of the book, there's a chapter called The Sixth Sense. And I'm not going to go really into this chapter, but in this chapter by Napoleon Hill, he kind of goes into the sixth sense. We all have a sixth sense. And how he was doing it, he was kind of doing, when I was reading it now, he was kind of doing a Neville Goddard technique. Because what Napoleon Hill was doing is, when he would go to sleep at night, and he said he did this for years, that he called it the invisible counselors, where he would go to sleep at night and he would imagine in his imagination that he would have a meeting with all old school wealthy people that already passed away, and he would be the chairman of this meeting, and he would basically go inside his imagination and learn from them. Okay, whatever he wanted to learn from them, that he would go inside his imagination and learn from them. Maybe one of them had great persistence, or had a great character, had a great determination, had great will, but he wanted to learn from them, wanted to learn success from them. And he makes a great big list, like Emerson, Carnegie, and he makes a great big list of who was in this invisible counselor meeting, all inside his imagination when he went to bed, to influence his subconscious mind. Okay, and he said in the chapter, he did state that he did this for years, and he said that there's one paragraph he stated that this experience became so realistic that he actually stopped doing it. You know what I mean? Because he said it wasn't like scary, but he said it became so real. It became so realistic. He didn't know what was real, what wasn't real. You know, you get what I'm saying? And it really goes back to Neville Goddard. Now, what does Neville Goddard teach? Neville Goddard teaches, you live in the end. You go inside your imagination. Most of the time, you're doing a bedtime routine where you're going inside your imagination. You're living in the end, and you're going inside your imagination in a sleepy state, and you fall asleep in that state. Okay? And Neville Goddard takes it a step further, and he says, and lots of times it's tricky because Neville Goddard talks, he explains things differently than other prosperity teachers. And he'll, for example, he'll say, the feeling is a wish fulfilled. It's about the feeling. Imagination is about the feeling. You got to really feel. Okay, you got to really feel. You got to really be doing it inside your imagination. You got to do it so much where it becomes so real to you. Just like Napoleon Hill in this example, when he's talking about invisible counselors. It became so real to him that he ended up stopped doing it. You know what I mean? And kind of get to my point. When I went to sleep tonight, okay, I've been going to sleep to either my intention, or I've been doing I am statements. But this time, since since I was kind of on this chapter, I was thinking, well, wouldn't it be interesting if I tried the kind of the Napoleon Hill Invisible Counselors? So then, so when I went to sleep, it didn't go very well actually. I mean, but I was thinking of, if I was meeting Neville Goddard, and I was thinking of, besides the cliche, everything I've been listening to in Neville Goddard, all his audios, what the basics of law assumption is, I already know all this stuff, but my main question was, I mean, how do you really attract stuff to you? What's the, when you come down to the core, how do you really attract stuff to you? What's the do and die type of scenario here? I mean, what's the meat and potatoes? Besides all the cliche around it, besides like you have to go inside your imagination, you have to have a bedtime routine, a morning routine, you have to have inner self-talk, you have to live in the end, stuff like that. And all this stuff works. I know I'm saying it in a comical way, but you get my drift a little bit. And it didn't go very well. This is the first time I was doing it, you know what I mean? But I went to sleep in that state. And I woke up about 3 in the morning. I woke up about 2:30, 2:45, 3 in the morning, something like that. And I totally forgot about that. I went to sleep this day. I totally forgot about I tried to do the invisible counselors like Napoleon Hill and kind of talk to Neville Goddard, or kind of ask that question, and that question kind of lingers out there. But then all of a sudden, I wasn't really thinking about anything. I was just I was awake laying in bed. So as I woke up, and I had this intuitive thought come to me. And this is what the intuitive thought was, is that in order to get what you want, you have to think that you deserve it. In order to get your intention, you have to think to yourself that you really deserve it. And I started pondering that more and more and more, and then I started questioning, where's this thought coming from? Then it dawned on me, it's like, okay, what was I thinking about when I went to sleep? But what I was thinking about when I went to sleep was asking our Goddard that question. Really, what's the meat and potatoes of getting what we want? And I had that intuition that came, because I went to sleep kind of early. I think I went to bed about 8:30 p.m. And that's the intuitive thought that came to me, is that in order to get what you want, you truly have to believe that you deserve it. In order to get what I really want, I truly have to believe I deserve it. You know what I mean? That's really the meat and potatoes to everything. That's really the meat and potatoes to law of attraction, law of assumption, the laws of abundance. You truly have to believe you deserve what you want is yours. If you truly have to believe that your lifestyle that you want, that you deserve your lifestyle, you truly have to believe the salary you want, the money you want to make, that you deserve it. Anything you want in life, you truly have to think and really feel that, hey, I deserve this. I deserve to have this. And it wasn't like, it was like, oh my God, this was a really weird idea, but it was just weird how it happens. And I wanted to share that with you guys. I wanted to share that lots of times when you do these exercises, not everything happens every single night. Not everything happens when we do an exercise and we get like a very great intuitive thought. But it does happen. And it, kind of what, maybe it was coincidence, whatever. But to kind of have that intuitive thought was kind of was an amazing moment there for a second. In order, whatever you want in life, whatever your goal is, whatever your intention is, whatever you want to call it, you get at the point when it really comes to you is when you actually, to yourself, deserve it. Same way Neville Goddard puts it. He has an audio called Your Inner Self-Talk, and I'll post it here. Until you really believe you deserve it, that's when it really comes to you. It's about, it's about belief, but you really believing, and it's about deserving it. So that was an amazing thing. What kept me up is when I woke up, I started thinking about that, and it made me excited, and I got up, and I was actually over here drinking a coconut, opened up a coconut and started drinking it. And I was pondering what my intuition was kind of telling me, then I thought, well, I gotta make a video. I gotta share it. I can't wait till morning because I'm gonna forget it. But anyway, wanted to share that with you. Hopefully that helps. And leave a comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.